This point that I'm about to share with everybody really surprised me when I watched it. It was this interview with Matthew Stover. And if you don't know who he is, he's most known for writing the book, the novelization of Revenge of the Sith, as well as Shatterpoint by Mace Windu. And he wrote a bunch of other Star Wars books and regular books as well. And so he was discussing about why he was actually a fan of The Last Jedi. He said The Last Jedi was actually his second favorite Star Wars movie. And the minute I heard that, I was like, wow, seriously? If you know me, I'm not really a big Star Wars Last Jedi fan, a sequel trilogy fan. However, what he's mentioned here about, well, I'm going to go ahead and play the audio clip. It's a bit sectioned off. There's different sections I'm going to play. We're going to recap it after what he's talking about.
He arguably saw that he was going to kill Han. That's what I always figured. That would be a trigger that would make Luke do something that drastic. He can see the future, as we know.
Right. And if he looks at his nephew, the son of Han, and says, "You're going to kill Han.
You're going to kill your father instead of what I did, which was save my father. And you're also going to kill my best friend, who is as responsible as anyone for the downfall of the Empire."
Right. And you can have that moment of doubt, right? Mm-hmm. Standing over his body, and his sleeping. Right, because in the script, or at least in the movie,
he's not a killer.
Right, and you do get that Rashomon effect during those retellings of that scene, and in none of them he strikes him down in cold blood. He just threatens the idea, right? There's never the actual striking. It's always the temptation of the striking.
Well, you just have to ask yourself, what would make him desperate enough to do that? Because that is so outside his nature.
But I feel like if he wouldn't have done that with Vader back then, he's so much more centered as a person now.
He did kind of do that with Vader, though. When Vader says, "Oh, your sister," that's when Luke starts.
And he has that Anakin, that Skywalker bloodline where he just gets very tempered.
Yeah.
Wow.
My reaction is never, no, he wouldn't do this. My reaction is, well, he did that. Why did he do that?
To be honest, I had never thought of it that way before, because when you really think about it, it does make sense. Luke Skywalker can sense the future, because there is not really that amount of dark side that is not allowing him to sense the future. If there is no dark side, for example, at the time of Revenge of the Sith, if Palpatine did not exist, Yoda and the rest of the Jedi could sense into the future because they were not able to do that because the dark side clouded their judgment. It clouded everything. Now, at the time that Palpatine was nowhere near them, not the same planet, Luke's vision would not be clouded. He would actually have so much potential. We could see into the future. So that's exactly what he was doing. Luke Skywalker was looking into Ben Solo's mind and possibly seeing Ben Solo, Kylo Ren's future. Not just the visions, but the things that he knows are going to happen. He's like, what should I do? He's contemplating all in his head at the same time. He's thinking that this is his best friend. This is the person he's related to now. Is he gonna actually kill him? Is he confirmed about this? So he turns on his lightsaber, and so this really changes so much for me about The Last Jedi, and the turn of Luke Skywalker facing that. And Matthew Stover brought out a great point. You have to ask yourself, what would make Luke do something so drastic well, as we saw in Return of the Jedi, when Vader says you have a twin sister, Luke, you can see the dark side of Luke Skywalker there. So maybe something similar to that happened with Luke in the Last Jedi when he was seeing into the future of Ben Solo's mind. And he also brought out a great point. Don't look for what's wrong with the movie. Look for while that happened in the movie, I can't change it. And that's a good perspective of a fan's view. If you can't change it, well, why did this happen? Think of the many possibilities. In movies, they tend and they are allowing you to make a theory, how can I word this? To view it in your own way. You don't have to. There's no correct way to think about a movie or how you view it or look at it. It's all just from a certain point of view, after all. And this really changed my mind. I'm going to have to do some more thinking on this topic. Very, very interesting on Luke saw into the future of what would happen with Ben Solo. Well, thank you everybody for watching this interesting video. I would say we're going to have many more coming in the near future. Remember, in the meantime, the Force will be with you always.